Good morning, everyone. This morning we are going to cover a kind of mental disorders, a medical subject. Mental disorder that out of these mental disorders that I have listed, everyone suffers at least one. Either it's schizophrenia, or it is dyslexia, or it may be depression. We all suffer from that. Anxiety is the one that 99.9% of this planet suffer from. But everything is mostly self-induced, except few. Most of the things are self-induced, and self-remedy is there. If we adopt the self-remedy, if we actually modify our behavior modification can definitely help us to cure most of our mental disorders. For example, depression. Mainly three kinds of depressions are there. Chronic depression is there, that comes and goes. Clinic depression is there, that you need a medication or something. Manic depression is there, that you have to get hospitalized. But depression has actually triggered by our own behavior pattern. We worry too much about COVID, and too much about lockdown, and too much about our examination, and too much about our matrimonial thing. Too much when we are not married, to worry about marriage, and too much about marriage when we are already married. So now those people who are worried sick, these people suffer from this kind of self-induced disorders, and these self-induced disorders can be cured by the manner of self-induced maladies. So we are going to elaborate in brief. If you want to know more about any of these things, I'm going to write down elaboration in our Facebook in about 1,000 words. But right now, we have to go in a brief. First is epilepsy, brain seizure. This is not self-induced. This is a brain disorder. So when someone suffers from this kind of mental disorder or brain disorder, this person can have fit, epilepsy. He can become unconscious for a couple of minutes, fall down. If he's driving, he can fall down from the two-wheeler. Walking, he can fall down on the road. This is called epilepsy. Mania. Some mania means you are very angry, you are negative in every single thing, you disdain every single thing, you are suffering from people poisoning. You are not a kind of person, a friendly, nice, people-pleasing person, but you are a negative type of person in every single thing. Everyone will disdain you, and you are going to disdain everyone. Next, melancholy. You are thinking negative about every single thing, so you are depressed all the time. What if rain doesn't fall? And what if COVID comes back? And what if I get COVID? And what if I don't have money? And what if I flunk an examination? And what if I cannot keep my job? And what if my boss is going to kick me out? And what if India-Pakistan going to go to war? Melancholy, negativity, always depressed. Brain fever. Brain fever can actually triggered by the condition, kind of inflammation in the brain or infection in the brain, and in brain fever. We cannot actually control our behavior, control ourselves. These are these four conditions were described, narrated by Hippocrates. That's why I have written down in the bracket. These are the conditions especially described by Hippocrates. Furthermore conditions I have actually added in that. Next is dementia. Dementia means any kind of brain condition. Any kind of brain condition that we cannot control. We just cannot control. It may be behavioral thing, it may be cerebral thing, it may be psychological, but nevertheless we cannot control. It's called dementia. Next is Alzheimer's. First patient named Alzheimer suffered from this kind of malady in which his brain was totally clotted. Plaque were created, brain was not working, he was not actually remembering anything. He did not remember his name, he did not remember his wife's name, he did not remember his phone number. He became just like a baby. This Alzheimer and the Parkinson. Both the orders are found in white people. They're totally genetic, and it happens when the person is septuagenarian or octogenarian or nonagenarian. Parkinson's is also name given by the same first patient. The doctor found with this kind of brain condition in which the brain was totally clotted by the different kinds of protein plaques. Neuronic movement was totally reduced, halted to probably 1%. 1% movement was going on. And this also person has the same kind of condition, Parkinson and Alzheimer. Both have identical condition, totally identical. Replicant, absolutely replicant, identical condition. Next is dyslexia. This is very, very, very important for everyone to know, everyone to remember, everyone to understand. Person who actually has learning disability, person cannot learn, person cannot understand, person cannot imbibe. I have been in teaching field all my life. All my life. I started conducting tuition classes at the age of 18. Today I'm 68. And all these years in America, over here, even today, I find some students speak English language within 15 days. Some in a month, some in 2 months. And some never speak because they suffer from dyslexia. Dyslexia is genetic. If our parents are not educated or if they had any kind of problem learning, then we can also suffer from this kind of condition in America. It is my observation. In America, black people suffer from dyslexia. In India and in the world, Muslim people suffer from dyslexia. There are no scientists among Muslims, there are no writers among Muslims, there are not Nobel laureates among Muslims, there are no brain surgeons among Muslims. You understand this thing, I don't have to emphasize too much. But when dyslexia is there, we can actually study as an ordinary person, not an extraordinary person. Autism. Autism is a brain condition in which person is sharp, person is focused on one thing. Other than that, his speech would be kind of distorted by disorder. He cannot speak just like us, but he can speak not long sentences, but very short sentence. Sometimes he is going to speak word. But autistic people are very sharp genius. Number 10, cerebral palsy. When the person is actually septuagenarian, octogenarian, nonagenarian, his brain actually develops fissures, a kind of cracks, like our skin develops crack. This is a normal condition, absolutely normal. You will find among 99.99% of the people on this planet. But when it is severe or serious condition, then the person is going to have epileptic, person can go into coma, person can become paralyzed. But other than that, cerebral palsy can live with us without causing us any kind of pain or any kind of disturbance. Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a kind of condition in which the person is afraid of everything. Person is afraid of snakes, so he is afraid of birds. Person is afraid of thunder, so he is afraid of shower. Person is afraid of darkness, so he is afraid of genopersonality, means he has a xenophobia. A strange person you see, and this person is going to be fearful. He is worried, he is fearful, he is crying. A little something happens, he cannot control himself, he starts shaking and trepidating. Next is depression. Depression is self-induced condition. 3 kinds of depressions are there. Chronic depressions comes and goes. Clinic depression, you need medical help. Manic depression, you have to be hospitalized for a long time. And these 3 conditions are depression condition. Phobia. You are scared of everything. You are scared of, like a xenophobia, hydrophobia, claustrophobia. Every single thing, like traveling in the plane, you are because the plane is closed. You cannot see anything. So you can actually be fearful. You can be fearful of water. You can be fearful of animals. You can be fearful of darkness. You can be fearful of the sky. You can be fearful of birds, lightning and the shower, thunder, every single thing. It's called phobia. Anxiety. Always worried, like most people suffer from anxiety during the COVID. Because nothing is certain at the time you have anxiety. Everything is uncertain. Then it is definitely going to trigger and precipitate severe anxiety. Amnesia. Something happens in our brain, or inflammation or infection, or some kind of some kind of damage is done on the brain, or someone has hit on your head. You suffer from amnesia, means your memory is gone, you don't remember anything of the past. Bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is also known as split personality. In the morning you are Prince Charming, and at night time you are the Prince of Darkness. Your mood swing. Early in the morning you are Lucifer, like Satan. Evening time you are absolutely divine type of person, angelical person. Your mood actually swings every hour. Last one is ADS, Attention Deprivation Syndrome. Everybody suffers. Every single person, 8 billion people suffer from ADS. What is ADS? Attention Deprivation Syndrome. When you don't pay much attention to children, or husband doesn't pay any attention to wife doesn't pay any attention to husband. Siblings don't pay attention to siblings. Elder siblings don't pay any attention to younger sibling, or vice versa. Sisters don't pay any attention to brothers, and vice versa. In that kind of thing, we all need attention. Attention is our real food. And if you don't get attention, love and affection, nobody smiles at us, we actually become depressed, and mental disorder is precipitated. Thank you very much for listening. God bless everyone on this planet. See you again.